Let's get it all fixed up and ready.
Of course. Welcome in.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. Another Each One Teach One show, and we are about to get ready to talk about it.
Mm. It's a vibe. I feel like right now it's the setup. We literally making it where everything is everything, and we're gonna jump right into it. I feel like the vibe in itself
Yeah,
is
I'm
gonna be
good.
good for sure, for sure. Cause right now I think everybody need to be able to lock in about that family
There
reputation,
we
being
go.
able to hear family reputation, so on and so forth.
I got it. Now, so we gonna get into it because, yeah, as y'all see us adjusting our sound equipment, let me make sure we got everything right.
It's
I think
perfect.
we got everything the way it need to be at.
It's perfect.
So today we're going to talk about family reputations and why they're no longer important in a lot of families. And how do we allow ourselves, or better yet, how did we allow ourselves to get there where the family name ain't the first thing we think about?
I think one of the biggest things is going back in time in a way. When you rewind it, you hear individuals back in the day, like when you watch movies like King Arthur or movies in that type of sort. They'll say,
Medieval times.
medieval times. They'll say, I'm son of, third of my name. We represent this tribe, this area, this land. It came with a certain sense of pride. It came with a certain sense
Truth.
of honor. It came with a certain sense of dishonor. If you kind of shunned the family name, like you would be exiled if you
Yeah,
if you play with the family name.
truth.
And that family thing was just like closely knitted. Why do you think that?
It was a family bond, and that has everything to do with culture and how people taught each other. When you grow up, if they tell you don't go out, hey, you better not embarrass me. If your mother tell you you
We've
better
all
not be
heard that.
outside acting wild, I better not hear about you doing this. If your mother, if your father, if your grandfather, if your grandmother, and your brothers and your sisters around you are all moving off of that one accord, then family names are important.
Mm,
But when you don't know your father or anything about his history, you don't know that much about your mom's history because she don't know that much about her dad. When we have those broken links in the chain, we can't expect families to pull together like they should.
I can agree with that 110%. I think one of the biggest things is we got to be able to take in that corrective criticism from the top.
Truth.
I think games stop being given when people stop hearing it. When we stop taking it
I like
in,
that.
like when we stop taking that in for like from the youth, and I speak to the youth from the youth. A lot of the people that I grew up with, they don't allow older people to give them game, to nurture their soul, to
No.
flourish them in mindset. They feel like how the older people feel like younger people are know-it-alls. Younger people feel like older people are know-it-alls. Like, damn, you gonna know how this situation go in? You gonna know how the situation go in already. And granted, it might sound crazy, but they do. They would if they've been through that situation multiple times, or if they've had multiple calendars, multiple summers that they've seen and they've experienced.
Yeah, they know because they've been there. And I believe that when there is that disconnect with the family reputation and the respect of the family name, you get people that they don't want to talk to other people who have that established family foundation. That's what I want to call it. And you build your kingdom on that foundation of family. A lot of people build their kingdoms on swamps.
I can agree.
Your foundation ain't solid. The foundation that your family is standing on isn't solid. You see that all the time. If she talk bad about daddy all the time and daddy talk bad about mama all the time,
You gonna grow not to respect neither one of them. You gonna look at women a certain way. You gonna look at men a certain way. You gonna look at women like, damn man, I seen the way my daddy treat you. Hey, I seen the way my daddy moved, so
Truth.
that's your hero. So you gonna just kind of emulate those traits just by reaction off of what you're saying. And I think for men, you gonna kind of look at it like, damn, you disrespected my mama, or you disrespected the lady that I grew to love as my mama, or whatever the case may be. And you gonna look at men a certain way. And I feel like no matter how it is or how you move, you either gonna look at it for either two ways, good or bad.
I feel like establishing the importance of family and the family's name and the family's reputation is paramount in your children
I agree.
and their children behaving as law-abiding citizens. When you don't care about embarrassing the rest of your family, you're going to do whatever you feel like doing. You're going to move off of impulsive choices. You're going to do things that will get your family shunned. Imagine being the father like Lionel Dahmer, Jeffrey Dahmer's father, for instance. Imagine being that man who might have worked hard during his life to establish his name in a positive light, all to have that light dimmed by the actions of somebody who didn't give a damn about the family name.
And I don't think a lot of people think of it like that. I think that's kind of going deep, Pops, because a lot of people don't have that mindset of when they go outside and they go and commit XYZ crime or XYZ crime that their grandma can't go back to that church because that's where that boy is being buried.
True.
A lot of times they don't have that mindset. They're not thinking that far ahead. They thinking about what's going on, the midst of that situation, and how they gonna think they handling that situation. So family names aren't important to a lot of individuals that's younger because they can't think past, or they don't know past their grandma or their grandpa. They can't tell you grandpa or grandma's dad's name or maybe
that's sad.
or whoever that is, because the only thing that they know is grandma.
As you started off, you had in the medieval times, and you could go to any culture and see just lists of the kings,
Truth.
family trees,
Truth.
and we got so many family stumps out here. It's no branches, so no fruit could grow from it. It could bear no good. It could give no sustenance to the world simply because there is no tree. And we don't think enough about that when we raising our kids in 2023. Hell, we didn't think enough about it in the 90s. Certain cultures, family name is everything. Think about some of the old mob movies or some of the new mob shows that you see.
Truth. It was important to keep that name intact, to keep that name glued together. That's why they wouldn't allow certain individuals to say certain things about family members. You couldn't say certain things about family members. You couldn't say certain things about the family in general.
I can't hear that.
I can't hear that. They cover their ears.
I can't hear that.
They cover their ears.
That's your family.
I think you got to make it right in the words of them. I think anytime it's about family, I think family knows that the family name is important. Your family name should be important. Hell, my family name is important to me.
Truth.
I'm not gonna go out and do certain things just because I don't want it to be bad for my old man or be bad for my OG. I think I'm not gonna say certain things to people that can make it bad for my OG or for my family. I think we have to think for our family, because nowadays people are putting your family into full contact situations.
A lesson that we don't see magnified enough, whether it's on television, in music, or just in society in general, is your family name and reputation doesn't only affect you.
For sure.
The blowback of your actions can last for generations.
For sure.
Imagine if your last name was Manson. And I'm not talking about the rock star Marilyn neither. I'm talking about Charles. Imagine if your last name is McVeigh. Imagine if your last name was Hussein. It's rough. It's rough. Even though it doesn't mean you did anything wrong on earth. But because one person, one individual out of that entire family decided to do something heinous, that name has a stain on it. And it's not fair. It's not fair to your mama. It's not fair to your daddy. It's not fair to your little brother. It's not fair for you to do something to somebody and you get to go away and stay behind bars for 10 years but your family got to walk around out here and deal with the hell
That's lame.
that you really brought on yourself.
That's lame. I think everything you do in this world has a reaction to it.
It does.
I think, when you put things out in this world, you got to be mindful of what you putting out in this world, and that's
True.
why I know for a fact that I kind of cast out every thought that I push out in this world is a premeditated thought. Measure twice, so you only got to cut once.
I agree.
Make sure that when you saying what you saying, you feel what you feel. So no matter if you're happy, sad, mad, or whatever, you can still be able to reiterate what you're saying and still feel what you feel. Because a lot of times people say stuff and they can go years down the line and be like, damn, I don't even feel that way no more.
Literally, think before you open your mouth.
Truth.
Think before you lift your hands.
Truth.
And think before you make a decision.
Truth.
Don't allow emotion to make decisions for you. See, you got 3 seconds before anger comes in. Think of anger as being a 7,000-pound monster at your front door. And when you find yourself in a critical situation, you have those 3 seconds before that monster comes in your house. You can either bolt the door, think about it, and try to move logically, or you can let that monster in your house. Trust me, it's not gonna be, it's gonna be sloppy when he get done.
I think family reputation is so important that that you could take it a step down a little bit.
Okay.
If you got an older sister or older brother that's not right, it can affect you. If you got family members as cousins that's older than you, girl or boy, and they're not right, it can affect you.
Definitely.
If you go to a school and somebody went to that school before you, and let's say you was smarter than the person that was there before you, you were hearing your teachers how, damn, hey, I thought.
There's expectations that come along with everything. I love that, Gold.
To know it.
I love that.
To know
love
that. I think your value got to be a little bit different because they're saying it indirectly in front of us that, hey, your family name is everything. I'll give you a better example. One of my other examples is if I got pulled over for XYZ, and my family pulled up. No matter what the situation is, I'm going to be treated differently than a person that doesn't have family on the side of that road with them.
That's the truth.
They're going to treat me different.
That's the truth.
If you see that you got family support, a tribe behind you, people handle you differently. People talk to you differently. It's a different sense of, man, I really don't need friends when you got family. I really don't have a sense of the mindset of, man, I lose it all if I lost a friend. I'm not shedding a tear if I make you a memory.
Now let's flip this.
Let's go.
Family reputation can bolster your life too.
True.
It can lift you higher than you could ever imagine. A good family reputation. I look at some of the players in the league whose sons are coming up. I look at doctors whose sons are becoming doctors, and police officers whose last 7 generations were police officers. I look at them and I salute them because their family name, their family reputation was important to them, and it doesn't matter what color they are. If you walk ahead of your brother and you spread love and you bring good to the world, when your little brother come after you, he gonna receive love.
True.
Because that's what you created by your actions, by your thoughts, and by your motions.
I agree. True. I think I've seen people get jobs.
Yes.
I gotta give you a round of applause for that one, Pops. I think I've seen people get jobs because of who their family members was.
Truth.
I've seen people take chances on people and give them loans due to who their family members was.
Truth.
I've seen individuals, better yet, somebody that if you play ball or watch sports, the Greek Freak, Antetokounmpo, he got his brothers in the game where y'all got that blessing. Not saying that Bronny James is not what he is because he's raw, he's different.
Yeah.
But Bronny James got a name that says that, hey, I can go wherever my dad is finna go.
When he walks on the court,
I'm already solidified. And I don't think, because some people will say that's unfair, But
How?
is it unfair, or did your old man work hard enough to make it where the opportunities was possible?
I believe it's that one right there. I don't believe it's unfair because I believe as a father, if I put good out into the world and I blaze a path,
It's reciprocated.
my son should be able to walk down that path. Now he can take it any way he want to, but he should be able to walk down that path because I put good in the world and I opened up those doors. Every good thing you do, every good deed you do opens up a door for your family, and your family reputation score grows. People don't realize when you giving hell out in these streets, your family reputation score, I don't care about your score in the streets. Your family reputation score is going into the basement. And your kids, your 3-year-old son, your 4-year-old son, he's going to have to deal with what you're doing today, 10 years from
I
now.
think human currency is real. And what I mean by that is energy, not about money on a
Yeah.
body. I mean energy. Like if you are a sucky person, like if you just suck as a person, I think your human currency is just low.
It
If
is.
you're one of those high frequency people, you got a lot of human currency. And I say that to say those people that move with that high energy, those people that push out love, those people that get to those high places and they push out love, you typically see that they go everywhere and nothing bad happens to them. That it's the Snoops of the rap world.
True.
It's the Elon Musk. It's the Mayweathers. I don't believe that people never have seen these individuals and never wanted to say, man,
I'll give you an example. Jamie Lee Curtis, shout out to her.
salute.
Hey, she did her thing. I believe it's Academy Award she won. I think her father's name is Tony Curtis. And my mother used to love his movies. You just look at the names. You look at the names and you see that when you do good in this world and you build a positive reputation in this world, that your kids have an opportunity to go higher. You know why? Because you struggled and you grinded until you climbed to the top of that mountain, and now you can reach your hand down and pull your people up. That's because you have a strong foundation as a family. When you go against the family name by your actions, you don't have to do anything to your people. Just your actions outside of your people. When you go against your family name, everybody feels it.
One person can't go against the family.
Truth.
I think the family that you come in, the family that you create, I think they both are important. I think but you also got to remember the roots. The roots of that tree is what made it possible for you to grow that family that you living in, that you living through, that you have. And I think every branch that we have of our family tree, we gotta appreciate. There's cousins that we don't like that we should. There's friends and family
Truth.
that's family that, man, we should rock with them. There's uncles that been giving us game. There's been dads, moms giving game. A lot of times people just act like they got ears just for earrings. They act like they don't want to hear the game that's been passed out.
But you know what I do feel though? Sometimes there are bad pieces of fruit on the tree.
Get rid of
Just because it came off my tree don't mean I gotta eat it.
for sure.
And truth be told, the firmer our foundation, the stronger we stand together. But if we don't discuss family reputations and that doesn't become a thing, that should be a t-shirt. That should be, you should walk around like USC, you should walk around with your team, with your family, with your name. People should know. They used to carry banners. They used to walk with banners. And when one dude get tired, somebody else get the banner.
Even deeper, if we went to war and we had the banner, when we had the banner, if I fail, Pops ain't grabbing me, he grabbing that banner. The medic is gonna grab me and we gonna keep going because the family name is so important that we can't let it drop.
You know?
We can't let it drop.
And they see that family name, they see that banner, they see that representation of your family, and they can look at you from way over yonder, and they know exactly who coming.
Truth.
They know exactly what they expect.
Truth.
They know exactly what to expect. Think about this. Straight A student, like Gold said. You got a straight A student. When you come to that school, if that straight A student, like my big sister was, graduate, the expectations are high.
It's gonna be high.
You get a chance to be on the math club. That ain't no big deal to people until you start seeing how important math is once you get past 21.
Like, I was the brother who didn't do smart one out of us. She was the one that I looked at like, man, hey, I ain't gonna let nobody play with her, say nothing to her, hell, even date her at a certain time, because I was thinking like, hey, she gonna be that one that go to one of them colleges that's top tier, like, because
No.
she has and had those traits of hey, her IQ was through the roof. So I say that to say, even then, you seen the same teachers deal with her, deal with me, be able to say, hey, you and your brother are night and day. Like, you are very what they used to call her, they said that she was very humble when it came to things. She was very quiet when it came to things. Hey, she didn't bother nobody who didn't bother her. It was just a whole different progress report on my end.
Yeah, but you know why that is, though? They looked at her at the beginning and said, that's his little sister. She probably ain't gonna do that good in school. She probably ain't gonna be astute. She
Yep.
probably ain't gonna be punctual.
And she was the opposite.
And she was the opposite, so it magnified her actions. But make no mistake, she already started on the slate that you laid down for her.
For sure.
And as you improve through life, you blaze the path for your youngins now.
And I gotta give it to my old man, because he trained into me how to become an individual who's self-taught. I don't think the individuals who get the highest grades in class are the smartest individuals around me.
Not
I
always.
think the individuals that can be able to take in the information, apply the information, and then be able to tell you how they applied that information for it to work are the individuals that I look at that have that IQ. That's
It's
high up, for sure.
And for me, I just knew that school was a system.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been good at learning how the system worked and then being able to use it to my advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's whether it is at work
Or life.
or life in general.
So I got a question for you.
Okay.
How important is it for a family to spend time with one another? I know we kind of jumping back, but I want to kind
I
of.
think they go right together.
Okay.
That's a really good question. Building that family foundation is about the family being together and spending more time together, eating dinner. Because the more you want to be around your family, the more you get to learn your family, and the happier that family is. And then with that happiness, you don't want that to change. You respect your name. You don't want that to change. You don't let just anybody in your family. You don't let your sister just date anybody. I'm sorry. That's just how it goes. You don't let your brother just date anybody. You don't let your dad just date anybody. You don't let your dad just you know what I'm gonna say?
Not if you love them.
Family reputations come along with families being able to be friends as well
I agree.
as family members in their family role.
I agree.
Because this is the time when we need to be our kids' best friend and their biggest authoritarian. Both. I know that's a lot to juggle.
I think the importance of the top dogs of the family, the CEOs of the family, the executives of the family, the managers of the family, which are the uncles, the aunties, the godfathers, the godmothers, the mothers, the list goes on. You know
Right,
who I'm talking
right.
about. Those individuals.
Top of the food
Yeah,
chain.
top of the food chains. Those individuals are so important simply because those are the ones that can flourish everybody at once. Everybody
your
at
life.
once, because the food brings everybody together. The
Granny's
movie
cooking.
that she's going to say, it gotta be a movie that mama is gonna be willing to watch, that grandma's gonna be willing to watch. So you're not gonna just turn on No Menace to Society.
Y'all
you're
can
gonna,
all sit
you're gonna
down
turn on
together.
something a little bit family oriented. So
like that.
so it's more of a, and we can all laugh and enjoy.
It got to be that bond with family.
It gotta be that bond, or that what Pops would say, a gentleman split, so to speak, where I may not I may not be into comedy. You may not be into horror. So let's watch action. It's that
It has to be that.
mutual ground for the family where we all know for a fact that when we lock in with each other, we all locking in with each other and we can have that vibe. It may not even be a movie. Hell, it may be cooking. Everybody may like the vibe of, hey, we gonna cook together, we gonna set the table together, and we gonna eat together. It may be it's a different vibe.
True.
Whatever the vibe is with
True.
your family, I feel like we all come with traditions. We all come with those family.
You got to build those traditions, though.
For sure.
You got to
for sure.
build those traditions,
For sure,
and
for
I ain't
sure.
talking about just Thanksgiving, 4th of July. I'm not talking
That's
about
universal
that.
holidays.
Everybody does that.
That's
I'm
holidays.
talking about the traditions where we all get together. I'm talking about the traditions where just you and your family.
For sure.
We eat chicken on Friday, or better yet, here it's seafood Friday.
Feel me.
Every Friday. On Sunday, we
It
know
gotta be a meal. Like
it's a big meal on Sunday. It's Sunday dinner.
it's a meal guaranteed on Sunday. My OG is asking every male in the house, every male that comes around the house, and if I bring my peers around the house, what do y'all eating on Sunday?
What are you eating on Sunday?
What's being cooked on Sunday?
That's how you build family
Man.
traditions. If we don't build that trip to Grandpa's boathouse, if we don't, or lake house, if we don't build those traditions like going to Yellowstone Park together because Granny used to go there, if we don't build the traditions like, you know what, hey, we go to Vegas once a year. If we don't build the traditions like family reunion in Mississippi,
Come on.
if we don't build those traditions, we don't have anything to put on the banner, and we have no banner to carry. These kids is out in the street with no banner.
My kids are going to be readers because their grandpa instilled in their father to be a reader.
True.
I
3
think-
books a week.
I think genuinely is in you and not on you. The teachings that people implement or that they put in you, I feel like it comes from the top. It comes from mama and dad teaching you about what grandma and grandpa taught them.
Exactly.
That was pure, that was real, that was genuine. The love part. None of the dysfunction, none of the we gotta scroll until our fingers hurt, or you in your corner, I'm in my corner. We gotta be able to have that communication where we can go phoneless for a couple of hours and we just vibe out with our family. Some people look at being with their family as torture versus as a vacation.
And that
shouldn't be that.
It shouldn't be that, but that happens more than what we know. You see it, and it's even magnified and glorified on movies.
It ain't right.
Kids riding in the backseat with their parents, and they going on vacation. And hell, the kids ain't heard nothing the parents talking about in the car. Don't want to talk to them. If the Wi-Fi go out, oh my, you would think the sky fell chicken little. Don't nobody want to just sit with each other and talk. Nobody want to go fishing together. Nobody want to just go sit in the backyard with each other on lawn chairs and listen to the wind blow and watch the squirrels.
Because we haven't we haven't hung out with each other so much that it's an uncomfortable situation.
Don't know what to say.
It's almost like hanging out with somebody that you unfamiliar with, that you don't know how to handle. Like you sitting there with your brother, your cousin, your sister, your niece, your nephew, and you really don't know how to have a good time. But then you can see somebody else on the net have a great time with their niece, their nephew, cousins, aunties, brothers, sisters, whoever. And I think that's a narrative that we need to adapt.
Yeah, but you know, that only happens because people are so removed from their family and from the family name and family reputation that they do so much outside of their family that damn, they done forgot their role within the family. They forgot who they was with the family. So they more uncomfortable with the family than they are with their friends. That's because you broke so wide away. You went so far in left field that you can't even see what the pitcher throwing.
I think however you run your family, and I agree.
You can't see what the pitcher is throwing.
However you have your family structure, I think is how you have your family structure. I think as long as you and your family is closely knitted and you and your family are always pushing out positive love to one another, because you see sometimes brothers bully the little sister. That was never my narrative. All of my little sisters know, like, if we ever played with each other, the only thing I ever called them was one universal joke, was a water rat. And that was just me being funny as a big brother saying, hey, you a water rat. Like, hey, if you talk to the wrong dude, I'm calling you a water rat. And that's just me saying like, hey, yeah,
That's big brother,
that's big brother, lingo.
little sister
But
banner.
other than that, hey, every day and every way, and they attest to it. Hey, I'm gonna boot you up. Hey, you a superstar. Don't let them play you out, superstar. I see you walking through the hallway. I'm walking up on you. Hey, let me get them books. I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it. Hey, I
Don't
got
make
you.
your family feel lonely.
So to know that,
Like that.
is to know that you don't have to be that individual that feel like you don't have family when you know you got family. Be that person that reach out.
It should be unity, though.
Yeah, sometimes we feel like, hey, who got to reach out to you, or we don't got to reach out like, oh no, this person got to. I think love is reciprocated.
Walk home beside your sister.
Man.
Okay?
You don't gotta be in front
now
or
let me get
behind.
deep. Walk home beside your sister.
For sure.
Walk home beside your brother.
For sure.
Walk home beside your cousin. Stop walking home 15 yards ahead of them.
Stop hanging with people who separate you from your cousin, your brother, your niece, your nephew, and your sister.
Yes,
Because
say it.
I don't think you my homie, my peer, if my little brother, little sister, little cousin, big brother, little sister, or older sister couldn't be around.
They ain't safe to be around you.
Is you good? Because now I don't feel like, hey, I shouldn't be around you. And I'm going to make it where you don't feel good.
You know, but we see this all the time where people are more bonded with the people outside of their circle than they are with the people on the inside. And they tell you family the most toxic. No, that's simply because you all have allowed toxicity to be the meal of the day, of the month, of the year. You done fed yourself that lie and that narrative so long that y'all ain't even standing on no floor no more. Y'all have no carpet in the house. Y'all standing on dirt.
And corrective criticism is not being toxic. Giving you game is not being toxic. You know for a fact your grandpa gonna give you a lecture after he do something for you.
That's
whether
how you
it's
grow.
a ride or whether it's him giving you a couple bucks. You know your old man, your OG gonna give you a lecture.
Yes.
You know they gonna give you a lecture. So instead of being that person that's not trying to take that lecture, hey, appreciate the fact that you can take that lecture, because I mourn at the fact of me not being able to get those phone calls from the individuals that I love, that I can't hear from, that I can't hug, that I can't love, that I can't give a day-to-day good morning text to.
You know?
I mourn at that. So to know that's to know if you got those opportunities to hit somebody up, to tap in with somebody. I tap in with people I know I don't like on a day-to-day just to spread love on some, hey, you know what? Hey, I hope your day is going good.
True.
Hey, I hope you is vibing out right
True.
now. I pray safety among you. Hey, I hope that is good. And those weights that I put on my shoulders, I feel like it could be overbearing for some people, but I feel like everybody can carry those weights, because I don't feel like the biggest guy in the room.
No.
I just feel like, hey, we just took the initiative to say, let's be brave and say, hey, we could do it.
Don't hate nobody more than you love yourself. Don't ever allow your dislike and hate
That's powerful.
to override your love for yourself, your love for your freedom, your love for your family, your love for your life. Don't ever allow a thirsty moment. Don't ever allow an emotional moment to make you turn your back on the people that God put you here with. Because regardless of how you feel about them, those people got put in your life for a reason. And yeah, some of them are toxic. Some of them are negative.
True.
Some of them aren't the best people. But you know what? They are yours. And it don't mean you put yourself in harm's way and be around them to the point where you in them negative situations with them. But always show them, hey, this how our family move. Always show them what your family name mean to you. Always show them how important your family reputation is, because I don't believe, frankly, most people in 2023 in some of these war-torn areas, and I ain't talking about no other country neither, Memphis, Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City, Houston, do I gotta keep going down the list?
I'm gonna tell you like this: police your people so the police don't, and your family name means so much that you gotta be able to police your people, because when you bring people around your family, you are a reputation of your family. So my peers will tell you that. I say, hey, on that, hey, we got ears around us, so we know for a fact that you can't curse or you can't say certain things. Like, you could be you, but you can't say certain things in front of my OG. I'm not gonna allow you to say certain things in front of my old man.
True.
My peers that I brought around, you can joke with my old man, but I'm gonna check you at the door if you say the wrong thing to my old man on the lines of, hey, you playing too much. Stay in your place. And I look at it for what it is. Yeah, we still adults, so I'm not gonna say stay in the kid's place because we're adults, but I am gonna say, hey, bro, hey, know your role, stay in your place, and in some type of manner of just understanding that, hey, these are my people. This is what it is. So if it's ever a choice, if it's ever a decision of what happens in the decision of we have to choose between fold or friend, I'm gonna say, hey, we gonna fold a friend.
And what I want to end on, Gold, is this. I want you all to remember that no matter what designer you wearing,
Truth.
or if you in your birthday suit, you wearing your family's name. So no matter what you doing, where you at, who you are, broke or rich,
Sure.
everything you do, you wearing your family's name. Not just the people that's alive around you, but the people that's done busted their ass and then passed away from this world and had one vision of you being a great individual. You wearing your family's name.
Don't ruin that vision.
And don't disappoint them. Hey, this has been the Each One Teach One show. I'm your man D Rice.
Hey, the golden child, go gold.
I hope you all enjoyed the show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We gonna keep on coming with those topics that they might not want to talk about, but the world need to hear.
For sure.
We out of here.